Hello class. Today we'll go through the topic of DAC interfacing, that is again a part of your unit 5 as per your syllabus. The course objective or the objective to go through this topic is, yes, obviously to build and test a microcontroller based system. And here, since we are talking about a DAC interfacing, so we have to interface the system with the DA converters. DA converters means digital to analog converters. So in the earlier session, we have seen ADC converters. So that is converting analog to digital quantity. But when it comes to display that quantity, so that can be read by others, you need obviously some system which will display those values, but then those values need to be in digital form. In analog form we cannot interpret the values more clearly, so digital values can give you a clear idea about any data. So we need a DA converter once you receive any analog quantity, so that stands for so there it needs to have a interfacing of DA converter with your system. So obviously before we go with that, before we interface that system with the DA converters, we first of all make ourselves clear with the concepts and the techniques that are required to interface that system with the microcontroller, and how those various analog parameters can be measured and hence can be converted into the digital values. Okay. So the learning outcome at the end of this session, we'll learn how to build and test a microcontroller based system, but this time for the DA converters. And we'll at the end of the session, we'll design a system or we'll interface the system with the DA converters. So we'll have that interfacing connection also, and we'll learn the programming also. Okay, so we'll see it in the next slide. Now the DAC that we are going to consider is your DAC 0808. Again, it's an 8-bit DAC. It has got 8-bit data lines, that is A1 to A4 your MSB, and you have A8, A5 to A8 as your LSB. Again, you have VCC, supply voltage. It requires a supply voltage of 4.5 volt to 18 volt. VEE, then you have V reference plus V reference minus, then you have ground, no connection, and compensation. Rest of the things are same. Only thing is the difference is this IO. See, in case of ADC you have output as an voltage, right? In case of ADC, analog to digital conversion, the signal which you were taking in as an reference, as an input was your voltage signal. In case of digital to analog conversion, the signal that you will receive in the analog output, in the form of analog output, will be your current signal. That is the basic difference in case of ADC and DAC output. Okay. Now see this DAC, it has a settling time of very less, that is 150 nanosecond, very fast. It has a low power consumption of 33 milliwatt. That these are the typical specifications of this. You can easily refer this through the data sheet. Okay, now this is the block diagram for DAC. It is similar to what we have described in while describing ADC. ADC also has a DAC into it. So now here what happens is that V reference input, V reference minus, you have connected it, VCC and compensation. This is your compensation circuitry. Here you get your digital input from the microcontroller, 8-bit digital input from the microcontroller. This data is taken into it. Here you have R2R ladder circuitry. In case of ADC you had a 256R ladder circuitry. Here you have R2R ladder circuitry. This just is the difference, right? So here when the process of conversion is done, the output will be received in the form of current signal, right? So now see, this is how the interfacing is done. So very simple. 8051 will provide you a digital data that is given to the DAC. You have your digital data pins D0 to D7. Data is received. Output is received at output pin. So see here you will have a current signal as an output, but now we need a voltage signal as an output. So here only one more circuitry is added, that is your I to V converter. This op-amp with this resistor, this is called as your I to V converter. It converts the current output current into the voltage signal, which can be used for the further calculation. So see here you have described the working. This device takes in the parallel 8-bit data from microcontroller. It converts it into analog signal. That analog output is a current quantity. It needs to be converted into voltage. That conversion is done by using the current to voltage converter, that is I to V converter. And this converter, op-amp circuit, it provides a linear relationship with the input digital value. So hence the conversion process is achieved. Then now, so similar to ADC, here also some quantization has to be done. And how that is done, see, the I reference value can be calculated by knowing this V reference and the resistors connected in the circuit. As per the diagram which is shown in the previous slide, the resistors connected are of 5 kilo ohm. So I have kept it as 5 kilo ohm plus 5 kilo ohm. And V reference, if you know V reference, you can calculate I reference. Once you know I reference, so you know the digital data that you have given from the microcontroller, and this will be the distribution of your word bit. See, D7 by 2 to the power 1, D6 by 2 to the power 2, D5 to the power 2 to the power 3, D4 by 2 to the power 4, D3 by 2 to the power 5, 6, 7, 8, that way. Okay, then once you calculate I out, you can calculate V out by this I to V circuit. You have here resistor connected over here, so you have received I out, you know V reference, and you know RF, the feedback resistance connected into the amplifier circuit. So multiplying this I out with the resistance, you can calculate V out, and that is your output voltage signal, analog quantity that you wanted. So example here I have given you. So let's suppose you have given a value of FFH from the microcontroller to the DAC, and you have considered reference voltage as 5 volt for the same circuit. So then by the formula you can calculate I reference as 0.5. It is 5 divided by 10k, so it will give you 0.5 milliampere. Substituting the values over here, now the bit is FF, so all bit will be 1. So 1 divided by the word bit multiplied by I reference, so you will get it as 4.495 milliampere. Multiply this value with the RF. RF we have considered as 5 kilo ohms. So this is the analog equivalent of this digital value. Okay, so this is how calculation is done for DAC. Now the main important part from the exam point of view also, DAC are mainly used to generate waveforms of particular variations. Clear? So let's suppose the basic example is of a staircase, the simplest one. If you could understand this, you can write program for any kind of waveform. So see here, what is this? Staircase is what? Simply a each stair gets incremented by certain height, and almost that height is always the same. Consider yourself that you are moving upwards the stair, so you always take one step, then the second one and the third one, and each step is incremented always by one by certain height, right? So that way only we are starting. You are starting your staircase, right? You are starting to move on to the staircase. So load your value, a register with a value of 00h, let's say, starting value. So what you have to do when you're moving upward, that means you are simply incrementing it. If you have the same height of each stair, you are simply incrementing it by 1, right? So that is been done here. You have loaded a value with the accumulator, move that value from port 1, because at port 1 we want this waveform to be generated. So load that value into port 1, increment it by, let's suppose, 1. Call a delay. Why delay is important? If suppose I have not given over here delay, so then I would not be able to say this sharpness into the waveform this way. The stairs I would not be able to see. Then I would see a simple straight line. Without delay. So that's why this delay has been required. Okay, so this is your simple staircase kind of. And if suppose you want to increase the height of this stair, then what you have to do? Simply go on incrementing it by 2 to 3 times. So that way you can increase the height of this stair. And if you want to increase this width, go on increasing the delay. That way. So this is a generalized program I've written. For each of the waveform we can go with this. Only thing will play with the delay or the increment part. Let's see. This is a staircase. So I've done program this in your Keel software. You can try this also by yourself. Here, see the program. This is this main program started. Move value accumulator 00H. Moved it into port 1. Go on incrementing it. So see here I wanted to increase the height, because if you go on doing it by only one increment, you would not see this sharp height increment in the height. So for this, you can see this height I'm talking about. This height, if you want to be high, then go on incrementing it by much more number of times. So if you increment it by only one, then you would not see it that height. Clear? Okay, so if you want to increase that height, go on increasing this increment proportion. And if you want to increase this width, then increase the delay. So I have kept here as the largest delay. And in fact, I have increased that delay by giving a counter. So you know how to increase this delay by giving it a loop, running it into a loop. That I won't discuss now. But this is the basic program, understand it. And this is simply the delay routine I have provided. So this way you can generate a staircase waveform. Now to generate a ramp. Now see, ramp is a very sharp wave, so you don't need to see that stairs into it. So obviously what you have to do, you have to reduce the delay. So here, see, program is same, loading a value into accumulator, moving it into port 1, then incrementing it and going on, right? Only this delay routine program is same. See here, instead of incrementing it by 10 times, I've only incremented it once. So if you are incrementing it once, you can see this sharp waveform. These edges are very small, these stairs are very small. So as you zoom it out, you will see a sharp ramp waveform. Then for DAC, for generation of sawtooth is kind of this. See, whenever you start writing your program, first of all identify what is the required output. So that's why I have shown you this program, this diagrams over here. Once you have this visualization of your output, you can easily go on writing down your program. So here, same program as there, loading a value into accumulator, moving it into port 1, incremented, call delay. Only thing is that here we are making a check of J and Z. That is what, when it reaches to J and Z, it again has to go on incrementing. That way it has to follow for n number of times. So same program I have tried in Keel. So see, value. See here, incrementing is done by 1 only, so that you are not able to see the stairs into it. You can see a sharp rise. And when it reaches to FF, that is when it is J and Z. Incrementing A na. So when you have increment in it reach to FF, it gets incremented by 1. When it is incremented by 1, it reaches to 0, 0. But what after 0? So there we have made the condition that when it is 0, what it has to do, it has jump back to again here. That means accumulator gets again loaded with 0, 0 value. So it go on continuing with that. So for next program is your waveform generation for triangular wave. Next is your waveform generation using triangular waveform. So see, what is the desired output? Desired output is it has to increment it to FFF and then decrement it to 0, 0. So there are two conditional checks. One, when it reaches to FF, it has to start decrementing, and when it reaches to 0, 0, it has to start incrementing. So that way program is written. First load a value into accumulator, move it into port 1, call delay, go on incrementing, but then up till when it has to increment. When it reaches to FF, it will move down to 0, 0. So then we'll have a sawtooth waveform. We don't want it, we want a triangular waveform. So what we'll do, once it gets incremented from ff, so this value will be 0. So immediately what we did, we replace that value with fe. That is the immediate next value after ff, that is fe. So load your accumulator with fe value and then now start decrementing it. So load A with fe, move it to port 1, call delay, start decrementing it. Now decrement it up to what? 0 0. So when you decrement it to 0 0, after that moved it into back to, then again load to the accumulator with a value of 0 0 h. Here, then. So this is the program again. So this is the output you can achieve with this program in Keil. Try out this program in your Keil software. Now, this is an interesting waveform generation. Now it's a sine waveform. See, the difference between these and those waveforms is that in this case we did not follow any kind of voltage values. We simply go on to increment it from 0 0 to ff. So we were not bothered about the voltage values. What we were bothered about is only to the shape of those waveforms. So we have to generate triangular or we have to generate sawtooth kind of waveform. So we were bothered about only the shape of the waveform. But now we have to focus on the values also and the shape of the waveform also. So here, see, this is the exact values. This I have drawn with the help of Excel. So you can see that this is varying from 0 to 1, then from -1 to 0. So this is your sine waveform. I've converted these values into the voltage, considering 5 volt as your reference voltage. So it is starting from 2.5 volt to this 0 is up to 2 and then go on to this. So with the first visualization you can identify these two waveforms are similar, they don't have any difference. But then if you go on focusing onto it, you can identify that this waveform does not have a zero crossing. It does not go below 0. Why? Because we don't want this waveform to go below 0, because your DAC will not identify the negative values. Will not identify the negative value. So that's why we have shifted this waveform above 0 axis so as we would not get negative values. Clear? So how we have shifted it? From 0 it has shifted. See here, the first point is 0, so it has shifted to what? Here first point is at 2.5 volt. So you can develop the equation. Okay, so see, the equation is developed. 5 volt we have considered as the reference voltage. So your equation comes out to be half of that, that is 2.5. See, this is the midpoint of the maximum. So this is your 5 volt as a reference. 2.5 is the midpoint of that. So we have equation is developed as 2.5 plus 2.5 sine theta. So this is your voltage value, but the value that is need to be given to the DAC from microcontroller, that has to be hexa, right? So for hexa we have the maximum value as 255, right? When you have 5 volt as your reference, the maximum value for hexa will be 255. See, 256 is the number of levels starting from 0, but maximum value is your 255. So half of 255 is 127. So same equation can be written in hexa as 127 plus 127 sine theta. So that way this equation is developed. By varying this theta value angle, you can develop these values. So now how to write this program in Keil? See, the only difference is that you have to provide the values for that waveform. In earlier programs, we have not provided any kind of values. We have simply kept on incrementing it from 0 0 to ff. So now here, provide that value, define that in table. See how it is defined, table colon, it is provided, define, and you provide an address for that table. In your main program, call that table using DPTR, data pointer register, define a counter, that is the size of this waveform or the values we have to consider. Start from 00H, load it into P1 using index addressing mode, we are calling those values from the table, and then increment dptr, decrement it the counter, and then you get this kind of waveform. This is your sine wave. Okay, see, this forms your generalized program for generation of waveform. If suppose you have those voltage values, all you have to do is change the values in this table and accordingly change the size of this counter register. That's it. Then you can find out the obtain the desired waveform. Okay, so that's it. That's all for your DAC topic. Go through the video once again. If in case any doubts, you can revert back to me. Okay, all the best.